We took care of over 170,000 COVID patients. And we're 18 bedside nurses that love to sing.
Heroes has names, right?
When this pandemic hit us, we were just so lost and confused, and we really didn't know what was happening. But to see the way New York City pulled through for all of us, with the clap outs.
It says all New Yorkers are heroes.
I'm really not artistic.
Same, but we're trying.
I'm a good colorer.
When the pots were banging, when the people were singing at 7 o'clock, I can't tell you what that did to the morale of the nurses.
What did you start writing on the other side?
The same thing, but I couldn't fit us.
It was really uplifting to see that we weren't alone and that everyone was behind us.
We couldn't think of what to say any other better way than to just say, thank you.
Very often we prayed in the morning. We had a moment of silence for the people we lost the day before, and then out we go. And as a nurse leader, I was just as frightened as everybody else. But, our job was to rally the troops, and so that's what we did.
I'm Stan McChrystal, and thanks for joining us today. Welcome to this year's Side-by-Side celebration. It is put together to support Northwell's military liaison services, and it's really a way of supporting those who serve us, those who wear uniforms, and those who are part of that wider community. It's important that we celebrate their service. It's not only important, it's right. The people who serve us are just like us, human beings. They laugh, they cry, they celebrate. And it's important that we all together take a moment now to value each other and to focus on service. This year's Side-by-Side will be terrific. 2020, as you'll remember, with the pandemic, had to be adjusted. We did a documentary film which captured and connected people. But this year in 2021, the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks, we're going to take this moment to celebrate all that's been done. We're going to thank those of us who are first responders, who run to danger to take care of us. We're going to celebrate those who take care of us in hospitals and in clinics, those who wear scrubs. We see them on the street, we see them in subways. They're the people who selflessly care for our well-being. And then, as always, we'll focus on those in military uniform of all the different services and their families who dedicate their lives to keeping our nation safe and being a part. So this is a great chance for us to have some fun. Let's just be happy with all the things we have.
And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again.
And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again.
The vaccine was walked in like it was gold. I didn't know I was going to be the first.
And I'm so sick of love songs, so tired of tears, so done with.
Raise yourself. Raise hell when the status quo makes us sick. When where we live determines how long we live. Raise voices. Hope. When we raise health, we raise everyone. Northwell. Raise health.
Well, folks, it's only 8 a.m. and it's going to be another hot one. Today's high is 85 degrees with lows ranging in the upper 50s. Tomorrow's more of the same, plus some light wind coming in from the northeast. Coming up at 8:30, Paul's got an exclusive
Babe,
heartwarming
it's
story.
8 a.m.
Fried chicken, better with Pepsi.
Verizon is proud to give our best to military and veteran families, like 5G from America's most reliable network at no extra cost. And just for you, our best price on unlimited, with plans to mix and match so you only pay for what you need.
Deployments have proven to be very difficult for us.
Being able to chat with my wife, chat with my kids, see their smiling faces, you know, it's absolutely a necessity.
Plus, get an extra $200 off select Samsung devices when you switch. Because those who give the most deserve the best. Only from Verizon.
For a place, a people, an idea, for right and freedom, for liberty and justice for all. For every square inch between fruited plains and spacious skies. Marines fight to win. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com.
2020. For healthcare workers and first responders, we worked harder than we ever worked in our lives.
During the pandemic, it was tough. Every day was Groundhog Day, and every day the just bad outcomes never stopped.
I just felt like so hopeless sometimes. You know, I would come into work and, you know, I would see a lot of patients, and then the next day I'm there, you know, like half of the patients are gone.
Being an emergency room doctor and working on the front lines during the pandemic, I saw it on a daily basis, and there were certainly periods of time where I struggled.
And I just felt so isolated, you know?
Many of us stayed here. We didn't go home to our families for a certain period of time. We were just all so tired.
I got to that first emergency room and saw all the patients on ventilators and coughing uncontrollably. I mean, there were patients almost lined out the door, and that was like, oh, this is really bad.
You want cream or you have?
I'm good.
All right.
This is something that was never seen before in our time at this magnitude. So yeah, we had a lot of staff that were very anxious, a lot of anxiety, a lot of questions. Yo, Brian.
How are you?
Good, good. How's everything?
Things are good.
Good. Who are you working with today? I felt it was my responsibility to be out there with them, side by side, and just show them that I'm not gonna ask you to go into a situation that I'm not gonna go into myself. And that was, for me, that was what it was really about. I went to one of the hospitals in Valley Stream, and it was really bad. There was patients on ventilators and just a lot of sick, very sick people. And that was the night. About 2 days later, I started to feel symptoms, and everything just kind of progressed from there rapidly.
I thought it would just be like another thing until it got really serious.
I went through every sign, every symptom of COVID. The not being able to breathe was the worst, though. You can't describe it. It was painful to take a breath.
It was tough. because he would tell me that he's fine, but I knew he wasn't fine. It was very difficult because of all of the news. All you saw was people passing, and you just didn't know if he was going to be able to make it through. It was hard.
That night, I refused to go to sleep because I knew, if I go to sleep, I probably won't wake up. So I didn't go to sleep. I stayed up all night, and I sent a text message to my pastor, just telling him, I don't know, this virus is trying to kill me, and pray for me, guys. And that was like the last text I sent them before I went to the hospital.
Thank you, Lord, for the food. Bless the hands that made by no impurities. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
One of the last things I remember was when the ambulance came and took me to the hospital, and I'm on a stretcher, and they're outside watching me be carried away on a stretcher. And that was a crushing feeling. Like, you don't want your children, your wife, anybody to see you like that. To a boy, to young men, their dad is like Superman. And now to see, in their mind, I'm wondering what are they, what's going on, and they're seeing that, and now they gotta be strong for their mom, who's being strong for them. Nordstrom Manhasset was top notch. They kept pushing me and to sit up, breathe. You gotta walk around, you have to move, and they wouldn't stop. And I owe them a debt of gratitude because they didn't do that. They kept pushing me.
I just want to take the time to thank everybody. It's been quite a year, and it's still going on. I really couldn't have gotten through 2020 without each of you. So I always wanted to be a nurse. That was my goal. Hi, guys. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Happy Nurses Week. Thank you. I am originally from Jamaica. I worked as a nursing attendant and sent myself to school full-time and landed my first job at Lenox Hill Hospital, where I worked for 22 years. And then I transferred to Long Island Jewish Medical Center for a promotion to Director of Critical Care Services. The first week of March is when we got our first coronavirus patient. And by the second week, the ICUs were unrecognizable. Everything just turned upside down, and it was full speed, just trying to save as many lives as we could. I remember one day when it was coming to about the 12-hour mark or more, and we had to open up another ICU because our capacity was just growing, and my feet just could not go anymore. And I stopped, and I braced myself against a wall. And I was with one of my nurse managers, and he said, "Sandra, you need to go home." My body was hot. I felt like I was getting sick, and I didn't remember that drive home. But I came home, and I was afraid to close my eyes that night. And I said a prayer. I said, "God, please don't let me die in here alone." And I went to bed. And I woke up the next morning feeling fine, got in my uniform, and I was out the door.
Today, history unfolded in the city as a Queens nurse received the first vaccine in the United States.
I didn't know I was going to be the first. No idea. And so when that was announced, it still even didn't hit me.
Let me start by saying thank you.
I frankly didn't know which way to look. There are cameras here, Governor Cuomo is there on the screen, and here I am anxiously awaiting this shot of hope. The vaccine arrived, and it was walked in like this, like it was gold, it was liquid gold. And I felt incredibly grateful to have this opportunity. When that shot pierced my flesh, you have no idea. It was like a huge rock rolled off my shoulders. For everyone around me, my friends, my family, just kind of rolled off, and the light just got brighter. I think that I always carried myself as a role model for my son. I always, think, what would my grandparents think? Or what would my parents think? I feel honored and humbled to hold this place in history. So I don't take the responsibilities lightly. You know, we really need more people to be vaccinated if we're going to go back to any semblance of normalcy.
This is Mission Control. Prepare for liftoff in T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sing along if you know it. Do, 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 do. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Gotta change my answering machine now that I'm alone. Cause right now it says that we can't come to the phone. And I know it makes no sense, cause you walked out the door. But it's the only way I hear your voice anymore. Yeah. It's ridiculous. It's been months, and for some reason I just can't get over us. And I'm stronger than these, yeah. Enough is enough. No more walking around with my head down. Yeah. I'm so over being blue, crying over you. And I'm so sick of love songs, so tired of tears, so done with wishing you were still here. Said I'm so sick of love songs, so sad and slow. So why can't I turn off the radio? Switch up, I gotta fix that calendar I had. Hey, let's mark July 15th. Because since there's no more you, there's no more anniversary. I'm so fed up with my thoughts of you and your memory, and how every song reminds me of what it used to be. Say that's the reason I'm so sick of love songs, so tired of tears, so done with wishing you were still here. Said I'm so sick of love songs, so sad and slow. So why can't I turn off the radio? Oh, yeah, yeah. Why can't I turn off the radio? Tell me why, why? Why can't I turn off the radio? Hey, hey, everybody, one hand in the sky, let's fly away. Hey, hey, leave me alone, oh yeah. Don't make me think about the smile. Having my first child, I'll let it go. Turning off the radio, 'cause hey, oh, hey, I'm so sick of love songs. Oh, hey, why can't I turn off the radio?
We raise health. When our communities need us, we raise our hands. When our peers need us, we raise our voices. And when our veterans need us, we raise our commitment. At Northwell Health, we dedicate ourselves to the brave men and women who have fought for our freedom. And when they return to us, their health and wellness is our priority.
15 years have led us to this moment where we are now encapsulating all aspects of care and services under one roof.
There is no important constituency than to do something special for people who have given so much of themselves to help the rest of us.
And that means that no matter what, no matter why, we are ready and willing to assist with every aspect of the reintegration process when they come home.
Because when we raise health for our veterans, we raise health for all. Northwell, raise health.
Because of our gender, who we fall in love with, the color of our skin, or the ability of our bodies, our life's work may never be seen or heard. It's time for change. LifeWater is on a mission to fill the world with creativity by people like us, so it can inspire the next generation. Join LifeWater's movement to make unseen artists seen.
The default in medicine has always been man. Problem is, more than half the population are women. We have been understudied and misdiagnosed for too long. So Northwell created the only network of experts devoted to every aspect of women's health. When we raise the health of women, we raise everyone.
The objective was to attack symbols of American military, political, and
On 9/11, I was working, and we were waiting at the hospital for patients to come, and nobody ever came.
We're being asked by the police now to get out of the way. Even the ambulances which were down there are being moved north.
So eventually, when we were let go, I went home. My 3 sons were let out of school, and we were waiting for my husband. And we waited, and we waited, and we waited. And there was no telephone, there was nothing. And eventually, sometime in the dark, I don't remember the time, but I know it was dark out, we heard the door, and the 4 of us turned, and John was standing at the door, and we did the whole crazy family pile up, jump up and down, go crazy, nutty. It was remarkable, and it was something that I'll never forget. Fast forward, my husband now has stage 4 cancer. He goes to the Monta Cancer Center at Northwell. Shout out to them. He's doing really well. But, 20 years ago, never expected the aftermath and how it's affected our family.
After Building 7 came down? Yeah. We were pulled off the pile. We were in a building on around the corner from Liberty Street.
We ended up on Church Street, and then we walked in, and the next thing you know, all right, you're next. After you guys got them out, and we ended up there, then we started going in.
John, yes. What do you have on training? We're in the corporate security office of Northwell Health. We handle all major investigations. Everybody in this office is currently former law enforcement. We take those skills and those talents and we bring them right here to Northwell. Eddie Reyes is part of the emergency management team, and a great partnership with them.
We work great with Scott and his crew also, because there's other incidents on the security side that overlaps emergency management.
Eddie and I were in the same unit together, although he worked in Brooklyn, I worked in Manhattan. I just left my truck at about 8 o'clock in the morning, did a midnight tour covering this area. And I had gone home, turned the TV on, we were watching the situation unfold on TV. We saw the second plane hit. At that moment, I left home, went back to work.
I worked the night before, and I got back to a truck that night around 2:30 that morning, where I saw Sergeant Rodney Gillis, who said to me, "You're milking the cow again." And I handed him my overtime slip. That was the last overtime slip he signed. Went home, we saw the second plane hit. At that point, I just grabbed a cup of coffee I had, got in the car and left. Came back down, we formed groups and we started searching. The last time we were here together was that night, into that morning, together.
We were in one of the buildings on the south side of Liberty Street, and that was clawed out and damaged from the building. It was just the whole front of it was just ripped down. And we climbed in about probably a third floor or so, and then didn't find anybody. We came out, we wrote on the wall in the dust, NYPD, searched the time. Right. And then a fireman came over and said, hey, you got 2 cops that are hurt in the rubble. So we came running over the pile. We ran up to a guy waving a flashlight, and he said, I said, what do you got? He said, I got 2 guys in this hole. And then we just dropped down into the hole, and then the rest is history.
You the Marine? Yeah. Scott Strauss, Emergency Service Unit. What do we got?
We couldn't see things like we did. There were times we just couldn't see things.
Oliver Stone and his team did the best they could. It's not as confined, it's not as dark as it was in real life.
This guy, he's gonna die if you don't get him out soon. And the only thing in the way is my leg. Just cut it off. I can live without a leg. I'm not cutting your leg off. I can't. You're coming out in one piece.
Will was begging us, telling us to get to his partner, because they were so compacted and so crushed. We didn't think any of us are getting out. We climbed into that hole with the understanding we were gonna die in there. We crawling into that hole, I was apologizing to my kids for getting myself killed. And I asked them to do the best they can in life, make me proud, make Mom proud, and take care of her, because none of us were getting out of there alive.
Wow. Thank you, Scott.
I got to tell you, what we got, police officers, firefighters, EMS workers, construction workers, got cards and letters from school kids, churches.
And then we found out that it wasn't just the immediate community, it was outside of us, of New York.
And it made us feel that we weren't alone, that the entire, not only New York City, but the entire nation was behind us here in New York. Those letters meant a lot to us. And, you know, Eddie still got some, I have them. So folks, thank you for everything. All of those letters and all that support you gave us, it meant a lot to us.
20 years later, I want to say thanks.
Where did all the people go? And they got scared when the lights went low. I get you through it nice and slow when the world's spinning out of control. Afraid of what they might lose, might get scraped or they might get bruised. You could beg them, what's the use? That's why it's called a moment of truth. Yeah, and I'll get it if you need it. I'll search if you don't see it. You're thirsty, I'll be rain. You get hurt, I'll take your pain. I know you don't believe it, but I said it and I still mean it. When you heard what I told you, when you get worried, I'll be a soldier. Funny when times get hard, at the last moment when you're supposed to charge. Always on the longest yard, oh, they feel the feet get cold. Hiding here, hiding there, you find them underneath the stairs. People hiding everywhere, trying to be still as a stone. Yeah, and I'll get it if you need it. I'll search if you don't see it. You're thirsty, I'll be rain. You get hurt, I'll take your pain. I know you don't believe it, but I said it and I still mean it. When you heard what I told you, when you get worried, be a soldier. My aim is so true. I want to show you I'll try forever. I'm never gonna say surrender, and I'll get if you need it. search if you don't see it. You're thirsty, I'll be rain. You get hurt, I'll take your pain. I know you don't believe it, but I said it and I still need it. When you heard what I told you, when you get worried, be a soldier.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Raise. Raise yourself. Raise hell when the status quo makes us sick. When where we live determines how long we live. Raise voices. Hope. When we raise health, we raise everyone. Northwell. Raise health.
Well, folks, it's only 8 a.m. and it's going to be another hot one. Today's high is 85 degrees with lows ranging in the upper 50s. Tomorrow's more of the same, plus some light wind coming in from the northeast. Coming up at 8:30, Paul's got an exclusive...
Babe, it's 8 a.m.
Fried chicken, better with Pepsi.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
That wasn't Mr. Met's best shot. This is their best shot. Mr. and Mrs. Met can't wait to welcome you back to Citi Field. Our best shot at that future is the COVID-19 vaccine. Visit northwell.edu/ourbestshot to get the facts. Thank you for helping us crush COVID.
When you go to boot camp, you are broken down a little bit, but then they build you up. They make you very self-sufficient. They make you mentally strong. They help you deal with adversity. Also, you have brothers and sisters along the way, and when you get out, you don't have those brothers and sisters to fall back on. And not saying that we're not mentally strong or that we can't handle it still, but not having somebody that understands what we're dealing with is very tough on a lot of people.
Hi, Steve. This is John calling from Northwell Health Military Liaison Services. How are you today? I'm good, buddy. My father served in the Marine Corps, my grandfather, World War II. So it was a feeling of service. I enlisted in the Marine Corps, served honorably for 4 years. Listen, I'm just calling to follow up with that primary care physician appointment we scheduled for you. Just wanted to see how it went. I'm a care coordinator for Northwell Health Military Liaison Services, and my job is to connect veterans with the services that Northwell Health has for physical health, mental health, any specialty care, as well as employment resources in the community.
Hey, buddy.
What's up, man? How you doing?
My job is really to just wrap my arms around the veteran and the family and get them what they need.
Hi, can I hug you?
Yes, you can.
Hi.
You want a bagel? You want some coffee?
Yeah, definitely.
I come from a military family background, so I felt the desire to serve. It was a means to get my college degree. Everything? There you go. I did 6 deployments. My last 2 were combat deployments. The last one was the longest. I was there for 9 months. I was training the Afghan National Army, preparing them for our departure, and I was put in dangerous situations that didn't help me out. When I came back in 2014, I was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress. I still have it. I deal with some nightmares, and I still get nervous around crowds, and loud noises make me anxious, and it angers me because I know I'm in a safe place. You want a real cup?
I joined a little bit later in life. I spent a majority of my adult life in, the private sector in corporate America. And, I got out to get married and start a new career. But, I had no idea what that new career would be. You get so excited that you're leaving active duty, and as you make the 11-hour drive home from North Carolina to New York, it becomes very real that you really have no direction.
We're built to be resilient because we have to go through harsh, austere conditions where we don't have the luxury to really whine. And you have to be resilient, and you have to kind of hold inside any issues that you're having at home, personal, mental, physical. So that's great in the military. But when you come home, it's difficult because you don't ask for help when you're in the military because you are the help in your mind, right? You're service above self. And when you get home, it's hard to ask for that help.
The hard part is admitting that there is something that they need, no matter how small it may be, whether it's mental health, because the stigma in the military is that if there's something going on up here, well, then I'm broken. It's a sign of weakness. It could be a career killer. So you bury it deep down inside and you push forward, and it's always go, go, go. Mission accomplishment is our objective. Well, you're out now, and it's not the same culture. And the reality is there's a lot of folks out there searching for that purpose, searching for, what do I do next?
What do you have, 56?
Yes.
This is the part in my life where I said, there's got to be something more. I need to do something. Maybe it's not anything with any level of supervision or responsibility. And a golf course gave me a call and said, do you want to work here on the grounds crew? I said, sounds perfect. Nobody's going to talk to me, and it's going to be wonderful. And it was wonderful, and it got very boring.
It was almost like while he was blowing the grass around, he was actually searching for something. And I feel you, brother, because that's what I was doing. On that long drive up to Long Island, you're like, what do I do next?
It was a good stepping stone to help me realize I thought that's what I wanted and needed. It was not. It was like I was stuck in a foxhole, and I needed somebody to reach down and pull me out of that foxhole. And John was at hand. He pulled me out. I knew John was working at Northwell. I started seriously looking for jobs, trying to find that new mission. What is it that I'm missing? And I found a job that called to me, and I contacted John, and he connected me, and I got the opportunity to interview and got the job, and I'm loving it. I'm the distribution operations manager for Northwell Health Core Laboratory. I help ensure that we have the right supplies to conduct testing inside the laboratory. I love the service that we're doing. We're serving the greater good. I know that what I'm doing helps our community, and that feels good.
I think that's very similar. A lot of Marines feel that way. We're a small part of something way bigger.
This is where the supply chain starts.
Fantastic.
I think that in order for any healthcare organization to provide adequate services to veterans and families, they have to understand them. You can't assume. If you don't know them, you can't treat them. So what we've done at Northwell is spend time and resources to better understand the hopes and the needs of the veterans of today.
We're really good about putting up that shield, that guard. It's always up, and you can't treat me if you don't know me. So You know, what we're doing at Northwell is really just revolutionary. We are proactively reaching out to active duty or veterans and letting them know that they got an ally on the inside. Everybody wants to know a guy? Guess what? I'm your guy.
It literally, in my mind's eye, is a brighter day because of that. Yes. Bernie. And what Military Liaison Services has done for me, and it can do for other veterans, is be that hand to pull them out of that dark place.
You know, I'm glad we have that relationship because, you know, you see him out there on the golf course, you talk to him on the phone, you get to know his family. You know, you don't want to see your buddy get trapped in that foxhole. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to extend a hand and get you out.
Thanks, man.
Hey, buddy.
When a family member serves in the military, it's not like they can turn it off once they leave. It becomes part of the culture of the family, which is why it's extremely important that every services that we provide is extended to the family. Each and every single one of those individuals who orbit around the veteran should get the same level of access to care and services as the veteran to make the treatment whole.
April 28th, one of my buddies, one of the guys who essentially welcomed me into the company, he was killed by a sniper. And I had somebody that I looked up to come up to me and was like, "It's your fault that he's dead." And then I guess I started having a lot of flashbacks. And one day when I'm driving my oldest daughter to school, and I had both kids in the car, I wound up having a flashback. I guess it was like trash day, and there was like all these garbage cans out, and I thought I was avoiding an IED. And I wound up just having an accident. And while this stuff was going on, our relationship essentially had been just degrading.
Even though we both loved each other, it couldn't work that way anymore. We literally sat down and we're like, okay, it's either we do something or it's divorce. So then we came here.
I know it's sometimes hard for military families to reach out, and it really should be on us to reach out to them, let them know we're here.
Desiree was just, like, she picked the right person, and it's absolutely amazing. Dr. Bellison really helped me see that, like, no, there's a way to get better.
One of the unique aspects of the UBHC is our ability to serve the family. Family members in particular don't have access to a lot of services specialized for veterans. We're able to provide that.
We're very open about it. Kaylee calls it the talking doctor that she goes to, and you can ask her, she's 9 and she's like okay with it because it's normal, and we talk about it in the house so much that Annalise, our then 6-year-old, said, "I know Kaylee talks to someone, can I talk to someone too?" So like that made it like, we're like, okay, we're doing the right thing here.
From where I was in 2015 to where I am right now, it's like night and day.
We are here to provide help to understand where they're coming from and to continue to ask them what matters to them and what matters to their families. It's not a question of saying to them, what is the matter with you? It's asking the question, what matters to you? And provide the services, making sure that we're part of their extended family. We're all part of that one community.
We're here to build resilience. We can be the front line for you, and we're here to help.
It allowed us to become stronger together and just a lot closer. And we eventually got to the point where we felt like there's really nothing that we can't tackle together.
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to start again? Do you ever feel so paper thin, like a house of cards, one blow from caving in? Do you ever feel already buried deep, 6 feet under screens, but no one seems to hear a thing? Do you know that there's still a chance for you? 'Cause there's a spark in you just gotta ignite the light and let it shine. Just on the night like the 4th of July. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, show 'em what you're worth. Make 'em go, oh, 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 as you shoot across the sky. Baby, you're a firework. have to feel like a waste of space. Your original cannot be replaced. If you only knew what the future holds, after a hurricane comes a rainbow. Maybe a reason why all the doors are closed, so you could open one that leads you to the perfect road. Like a lightning bolt, your heart will glow. But it's time to know, you just gotta ignite the light and let it shine. Just hold tonight like the 4th of July. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, show 'em what you're worth. Make 'em go as you shoot across the sky. Baby, you're a firework. Come on, let your colors burst. Make 'em go you're gonna leave 'em going boom, 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 boom. Even brighter than the moon. It's always been inside of you. I know it's time to let it through. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, show 'em what you're worth. Make 'em go as you shoot across the sky. Make 'em go. You're gonna leave 'em all in love. Oh, boom, boom, boom. Even brighter than the moon. Oh, boom, boom, boom. Even brighter than the
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello. Hi, Katie.
I'm so excited to be speaking with you.
We raise health. When our communities need us, we raise our hands. When our peers need us, we raise our voices. And when our veterans need us, we raise our commitment. At Northwell Health, we dedicate ourselves to the brave men and women who have fought for our freedom. And when they return to us, their health and wellness is our priority.
15 years have led us to this moment where we are now encapsulating all aspects of care and services under one roof.
There is no important constituency than to do something special for people who have given so much of themselves to help the rest of us.
And that means that no matter what, we are ready and willing to assist with every aspect of the reintegration process when they come home.
Because when we raise health for our veterans, we raise health for all. Northwell, raise health.
Verizon is proud to give our best to military and veteran families, like 5G from America's most reliable network at no extra cost. And just for you, our best price on unlimited, with plans to mix and match so you only pay for what you need.
Deployments have proven to be very difficult for us.
Being able to chat with my wife, chat with my kids, see their smiling faces, you know, it's absolutely a necessity.
Plus, get an extra $200 off select Samsung devices when you switch. Because those who give the most deserve the best. Only from Verizon.
This season of hope, this season of promise continues.
To understand how we got here, you gotta know where we've been. How every possession was something to prove. How underdogs could fight alongside war dogs. How no number could be bigger than 15. How locked in wasn't just a phrase. It was our philosophy.
Dives on it, throws it ahead, banks it home.
Dedicating every win to the real fans who didn't switch their jersey. How it took 8 seasons to silence the skeptics. Easy ain't in our existence here. Everything is earned in the Mecca.
Side by Side is a celebration of those that matter to us. And I think it's important just to reflect for a moment and put a little bit of context in it, that we are very, very fortunate and privileged to live in a free country, in a democracy, and it is something that we can never take for granted because it is fragile and you can lose it. But the reason we have it is because of those people that put their lives in danger through their service to allow us to live the way we live. And we owe them an unbelievable debt of gratitude.
No, you can't tell from here, but I'm smiling, literally smiling. Hello. Hello. How you doing?
It's Strauss, pleasure to meet you, man.
The honor's mine.
It really honors mine, man.
Thanks for doing this. Really appreciate it.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
Hi, Katie.
Hello. My internet connection is unstable.
So you are responsible for my mom finally go ahead and getting the vaccine.
Oh, really?
Yes, she saw you do it and it inspired her to go ahead and get it done. How did that feel? What was it? Were you afraid?
I didn't know I was going to be the first. I just thought I was there to get vaccinated.
Wait, so you
and
had
to go
no
back.
idea that you were...
I had no idea.
Oh, wow.
You were here on 9/11. You were saving lives on 9/11.
Knocked us down a little bit, but didn't knock us out.
You are former Marine?
We are prior service Marines.
That's how you say it, prior service Marines.
Yes.
You're putting yourself out there and sacrificing yourself.
When I saw you guys running to the scene, watching what y'all were doing, 9/11 allowed the world to see the heart of the NYPD.
Thank you.
It really did.
New Yorkers stick together, come back.
That's right.
Come back fighting and come back strong.
That's right.
And that's what we did in
That's right.
2001, and we're doing it again in 2020.
That's right.
Considering everything that's gone on over the last year, the word resilience, what does that mean to you now?
You know, my grandmother would say to me, it doesn't matter the nature of the adversity. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to roll up in a ball, or are you going to do something about it? Because you can grow through adversity.
You know, Northwell's been helping veterans for the past 15 years, and we open the door and say, come on in, you know, at your speed. Whenever you're ready, we're going to be here standing by.
Just to know that there's someone out there that actually cares and is invested in your success as a human being is great.
Service is in my blood. You know, it's something that I was born to do.
But when you with New York, sorry I said that, but when you with New York, you get to see that there's a community of New Yorkers and they do step up.
That's it. It's a community. You know they're going to do the best they can to provide you the help that you need and send you in the directions that you need to go.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
It's a close family. As
That's
big
right.
as it is,
Yep.
when we come together strong.
No doubt about
and,
that.
Being in a pandemic and being in the epicenter of New York, what I saw when I went to work every day are just resilient people all across Northwell. We promised the community that we would be there for them. They needed us, and we showed up.
Beautiful. That is beautiful.
I hope you got my size right.
I feel like I'm on American Idol. I see you talk to other people, and now I'm one of those people you're talking to.
Nursing, we do everything in a team. So as depressing, as sad as it was every day, we started the day together.
There's a moment in time that sticks out for me, and it was really in the height of the pandemic. And I walk in one morning, and the staff delivered a baby. And it was amazing. The staff was elated. They were so happy. So it just seemed like it came right when it was needed.
This has changed my outlook on life in a huge way, because now I appreciate things that I never appreciated before. I have a greater appreciation for some of the smaller things. Just the ability to breathe is amazing to me. And to this day, I start every day by just taking a deep breath just to make sure we're all still good.
You just don't know when your family structure is going to change. So you might as well love hard, love out loud, and just appreciate those that are around you, because things can change in just a blink of an eye.
As we approach Memorial Day,
I want to take just a moment and thank those of you who are serving now or have served or support someone who serves in uniform. You know, we sometimes celebrate and remember those of us who gave their lives on the battlefield, supreme sacrifice. What I would say, what you've done is you've given part of your life day by day. You've given it to others. You've given it in service. You've given it in a way that can't be replicated by anything but the word service. So I want you to enjoy the holiday. I want you to take pride in what you've done. And I want you to stand a little taller when people come up and say thank you for your service.